This is a Sports Catastrophe Special Edition. Hey there, how there, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming you to a Sports Catastrophe Special Edition. And this is to do with another season in the Poker Players KW area where we had 24 poker players fighting for 16 spots for the grand final, which will be at Outback Steakhouse come May the 4th. So Saturday, May 4th at the Outback Steakhouse in Kitchener, we'll be battling for steaks in more ways than one and for fun and frivolity. Anyway, so as I said, 24 golfers. I mean, 24 poker players. Sorry, I may have everybody's golf on my brain, but anyhow, 24 poker players were fighting for 16 spots to get into the grand final. Well, you had a 67% chance of making it. So the format, simply put, was that there would be 6 games during 6 months, and your top 4 results out of 6 would get you points towards going to the final. And also, if you knocked out a person, that point is yours. It doesn't get taken away from you for anything. So, of course, points do determine the starting stacks that you get at the start of the final. So I will go through the first 6 weeks tournaments and the 2 tables involved and all that. Because people were no shows for different reasons like vacation or they just plumb forgot. But regardless of that, we'll talk about the 6 weekly tournaments in progress, and then we will also, talk about the 16 competitors who are in the tournament and just give you some deep, dark thoughts. And that's the way we will have it. So buckle up. This is going to be a major project. We started on a auspicious Thursday in November 16th. And well, we had 22 players through the 2 tables of 11. So practically, we needed some work and all that. So, table 1, the table that I was not at, had people from 1 to 11. And the first up and the first loser, if you will, the first elimination was J Palm being eliminated by Sorps, a newbie to our fraternity. And then 10th place went to Bryber, who was the defending Poker Players champion, winning the season 3 tournament live championship. And then the Clicker took 9th place. Well, Bry was eliminated by number 1 Newfoundland, and then Clicker was eliminated by Summer, who is a girl, not a guy. Then Newfoundland got taken out 8th place in that thing by I Hate Humans. And then Summer fell to Sorps, proving that Sorps was just this person rat waiting in the weeds. Hockey Dad would take 6th place, losing to Younger, who was one of the guys who was coming back after a hiatus. But this would be actually Younger's greatest moment because not only did he eliminate Hockey Dad in 6th, he took out Wafer in 5th, Sorps in 4th, Krista in 3rd, and IA Humans in 2nd. So Younger came all the way back to win the championship with aces and jacks. And so he was the first winner and got 24 points for first place. 20 for second, 16 for third, 12 for fourth, 10 for fifth. And that's the best I can do off the top of my head without having to look at my notes. Anyway, the second table had their first elimination was Jimmer being taken out by McBitter. It rhymes, does it not? Anyway, No Show Sales, who showed up, took 10th place and lost to Streeter. Then Wings Rule lost to Stu, Mr. Stewart. Rhythms, who was a former champion, took 8th place, taken down by McBitter. And I sure was McBitter because I took 7th place, losing to IM2D. I can't remember how he beat me this time, but I got fucked over in 7th place. 6th place went to Master of Keys, who lost to Streeter. 5th place went to Stewart, losing to 2D. 4th place went to McBitter, losing to Baden Poker, who then went on a streak and took out Streeter in 3rd and 2D in 2nd. So Baden had this knockout streak just like Younger did, picking up wins based off of a 3-7 straight. Baden got the straight jacket on 2D and won the match. So 2D got 24 points. Well, 20 points, sorry. Baden got 24 points. So Younger and Baden were looking like the heavy favorites to move on to the tournament. All right, so on to week 2. That happened on December the 7th. It was set up early because of the Christmas season. And would I be in a Christmas mood? Well, we don't know. Anyway, table 1, that the table I was not at. Well, I had 11 players. I had 12 players because we picked up a few newbies, if you will. Newbies, boom, boom, boom. And the 2 newbies, well, one was at one table and one was at the other table. Well, one person, Donnie Rodden, who was going to be the newbie, one of the newbies, actually didn't even show up for her match. Neither did 2D or Bryber for reasons. Regardless, there was one table that had 11 players. And No Show Sales probably figured that he should not have shown up because he was the first eliminated. He went down to Wings Rule, who actually took care of Jimmer and Hockey Dad in short order, making him get 3 eliminations, the first 3 eliminations of that table. Then Sorbs went down in 8th place to Baden Poker. Wings then fell in 7th to J-Palm, so early momentum did not help him out. J-Palm would pick up 2 more consecutive eliminations with taking out McBitter and Younger, who was the defending table winner. Then I Humans faltered in 4th, losing to Baden Poker, who did what he did last time. He had a streak. He took down Humans in 4th, Krista in 3rd, and J Palm in 2nd, thanks to a 6-10 straight. And Baden Poker again won a table, and in fact won with a shutout streak. He had a streak of 3 straight eliminations in the first game, and then the second game he had a streak of 3 straight eliminations plus an extra one for good measure. Anyway, second table was down to 10 with a double no-show. And Summer became the first person to be eliminated from the table. And who knocked Summer out? That's right, the guy who completely gaffed it and by calling her a him last year, learned my lesson. That would be yours truly, as I shocked everyone by taking down Summer and getting an elimination, which is not like me at all. But the funny thing is, in that second week was that the elimination of Summer and Master of Keys, who ended up in 9th, losing to Rhythms, was that there was 56 minutes in between. Like it was 56 minutes in between eliminations, which is unusual. Stewart took 8th place, losing to number 1 Newfoundland. Then Wafer lost to Clicker, and then Streeter ran out of chips, and I basically won a key hand, knocking him out and getting my second elimination in the process. And then Kraftwerks fell to Newfoundland. So Kraftwerks, who was not in week 1 but came back in for week 2, took 5th place in his first tournament back. And then 4th place went to the Clicker. And who knocked Clicker out? That's right, this guy, pointing at myself, of course. Can you believe it? I had knocked out 3 people in one tournament. Something was afoot. Unfortunately, I fell flat to Newfoundland on a bad raise, but the joke was on Newfoundland for eliminating me because he lost to Rhythms, who had tripped 10s and won. So Rhythms, as a defending champion, trying to prove he is trying to go for that second title. whereas I took third place and took 16 points, which was good, and an additional 3 points automatically for knocking out people. So I knocked out 3 people, which was kind of weird because that actually, me and Newfoundland knocked out 3 people. So we both tied for the most knockouts at that table. And this is not like me at all. But anyway, yeah, it was a fun time to be me and a bad time to be my brother. So week 3 popped up on January the 18th as it was down to 24 people. But vacation actually ruined one table as IA Humans and Krista both were on vacay. So one table was down to 10. And no, that was not the table I was at. So at the table that I was not at, which had 10 people in it, McBitter was the first guy to fall flat, losing to Hockey Dad, aka my brother. And then Stewart took 9th place, losing to Wings Rule. Clicker fell at 8th to Summer. Craftworks went down in 7th to Wings. Ed, my bro, took 6th place, losing to TT. So that was his best finish tied for his best finish of the year. Then Donnie Rodden, who came out of nowhere, missed the first tournament she had a chance to be in. Came in and took 5th place, losing to Summer. Girly battle, am I right? Anyway, Summer lost to 2D, who then took down Rhythms, and Wings Rules. So 2D did what the other people did. He had a knockout streak of 3 straight. At the table I was at, Streeter fell to Newfoundland. So Streeter again should have just did what his name was. No show. Then J Palm fell to Master of Keys in 11th. Younger fell in 10th to Bry. Jimmer fell to yours truly, so I got another elimination, which was like, wow, what is going on? Bry then fell in 8th place to Master of Keys in a massive battle that's rivalry that's been happening for 2 fucking decades. Baden Poker lost to No Show Sales. Streeter. Streeter and oh my gosh. Cutter, you idiot. Streeter fell to Newfoundland. It wasn't No Show Sales. Fuck. Regardless of that, Newfoundland fell in 6th place to Wafer. Master Keys fell to Sorb, and then I fell in 4th to No Show Sales, who I wish had not shown up because I would have scored probably a top 3 finish. Bitterness aside, I did good. I told myself, I said, if I can get multiple top 4 finishes, I might be safe. Well, No Show got shown up by Sorbs, who then fell to Wafer. So Wafer took home his first career table win. So after 3 weeks, I felt confident in myself and in 7th place. It was like, wow, this might be my year. Well, anyway, let's go to week 4. So then came February 22nd. A lot of people will know February 22nd as the day of the Miracle on Ice from 1980 when the U.S. team, mostly collegians, took on the Soviet Union professional players in hockey, in Olympic hockey, and beat them 4-3, thanks to Rosioni's goal. Do you believe in miracles? Yes. I was hoping to have the Do you believe in miracles thing and maybe win this thing. February 22nd also is a sour anniversary if you're a Leaf fan, like yours truly. That in 2020, when the Leafs faced Carolina on Hockey Night in Canada, both James Reimer and Freddie Anderson, Peter Mrazek, and James Reimer were both injured in incidents. The Carolina did not have anyone, so they went with the house goalie named David Ayres. And lo and behold, he freaking got the win as Carolina beat the Leafs. But anyway, enough about sports on February 22nd. Because I don't know much about November 16th or December 7th. Well, December 7th was Pearl Harbor Day. And day 3 was January 18th. I can't remember any major sports thing from there. But anyway, so 24 people were there. One table had J. Palm, not show up, and one had Jimmer and Baden Poker not show up. So the table with Jimmer and Baden no showing was the one that I was not at. So we'll start with that. And then Donnie Rodden got Rodden when Summer beat her again. Girly battle again, am I right? Anywho, Brybird fell again in ninth place to Kraftwerk, so the winner's jinx might be happening. Wings Will losing the summer, then McBitter losing the summer, so she was on fire. And then Newfoundland got taken up by Wafer, who started a shutout streak, a winning streak with taking down Kraftwerks and Clicker. But Wafer himself fell flat in third place, losing to no-show Sales, who showed up and showed everyone by beating Summer and winning the table. At the other table with 11 people, Streeter was the first to be eliminated by Sorbs. Hockey Dad, aka my brother, again faltering, having a bad performance, losing to 2D. Sorbs went down to 2D. I just ran out of chips, and IA Humans fucked me over. IA Humans, well, I hate you, man. 8th place. So, of course, I was bitter and all that stuff was going to be thrown away. Anyway, Stewart took down 2D. Younger got taken out by Rhythms. Kappa Master Keys was taken out by Stewart. Krista was fallen to IA Humans. Then Stewart fell to Rhythms, who was trying to win the table like a good ex-champion. But IA Humans basically used his power and took down Rhythms and won the table. So I was looking at it, thinking to myself, my 2 top 4 finishes might get me to a low number or force me in the wildcard game. But, it's just what you have to do. So after a few weeks off, March 14th was the next one. And one table had all 12 competitors be present and clear danger, and one only had 10 because of double no-shows. The double no-shows was my table, so let's go to the table that I was not involved in. As Jimmer was the first eliminated at that table by 2D, then Younger got taken out by J Palm. Sales, no-show Sales, well, he wishes he showed up. He didn't show up because he took 10th, losing to Kraftwerks, who then took down Stewart, and then J Palm fell to Clicker before Summer got taken care of by Kraftwerks for the third time. Sorbs lost to 2D. Then Kraftwerks put up a few eliminations after that with Baden Poker and Rhythms, and then 2D beat Clicker, forcing a massive matchup. 2D with 3 eliminations, Kraftwerks with 5. So it was 8 of the first 10 eliminations were by those 2 individuals. And 2D, despite the fact that he only got his 3rd elimination of the table, and tonight Kraftwerks number 6 won the table. So 2D won again, taking down Kraftwerks and making sure that he was good and ready. So that meant we got to talk about the other table. And once again, in a show of contrition, my brother freaking shit the bed as usual and took 10th place, losing to Brybird, who wanted to prove that he deserved to be on the final table because he was the champion. The defending champion. Well, Streeter lost to Krista. Newfoundland lost to Master Keys. And then, IA Humans fell flat. Kind of a revenge because I took him out. Revengey, sumo wedgie. So I took out Humans in 7th place, and it was like, yes, there's an elimination. And then 6th place went to Krista, losing to Donnie Rodden, who actually showed up and did well. And then Brybird fell in 5th to Master Keys, who then took care of Wafer in 4th and took care of yours truly. So I took 3rd place again, and it was like, well, a pair of 3rd place finishes, I should be A-okay. So anyway, Donnie Rodden and Master Keys were the final 2, and Donnie Rodden could not win as a newbie. Master Keys won the title, won the week. He did well with 4 eliminations, and he had 5 eliminations. Excuse me. He had that streak. He took care of Bry, Wafer, myself, and Don, all in short order. So the question on everyone's lips would have been like, what would the last week be like? what were the scenarios and all that? Well, if you were just hanging out around me, you would know all the scenarios and all the paperwork and the math I was trying to do to think not only will I make the final table, will I have strong enough chips? So anyway, we'll see what happens. So it was down to the final week, April 11th. This would be huge. Lots of scenarios happening. 24 poker players were ready to go. But strange as it was, one table missed not one, not two, not three, but four players. And one table was two players short themselves. The table I was at had the four no-shows. But so anyway, one table had two no-shows, as Newfoundland and Rhythms did not show up. Rhythms because he was on a trip and he also was pretty much in the finals. And Newfoundland, despite the fact he was fighting for a top 14 spot, which would have given him automatic spots and not have to go through the wild card, didn't show up. So anyways, Stewart fell to 2D, and so did no-show sales. So Stewart in 10th, sales in 9th. 8th place went to Humans, who lost to Jimmer. Baden lost to 2D for 7th. Wafer lost to Bry for 6th. And then Bry did the knockout streak with Krista and Jimmer also falling. So that meant it was down to 3. It was down to 2D, Bry, and somebody by the name of Hockey Dad. Somebody who somehow, in some way, freaking saved his best for last. That'd be my brother. After 2D to eliminate Bry, it was like, my brother's going to win. He is going to win a table and basically stick it in my face because I never win tables. But normalcy happened as 2D for the second straight week won a table. My brother took second. But the problem with my brother is that he did not really eliminate anybody. I think he didn't eliminate anybody at all because, or did he? I don't know if he did or not. I don't think he did. Yeah, no, he took down McBitter, so he got one elimination. I had 3 in one game. I know that's insulting my brother, and my cat's meowing at me. But anyway, that's what happened. Anywho, the other table I had only 8 competitors. The first one out there was Donnie Rodden, who could not add to her momentum from the previous month, losing to Kraftwerks. Kraftwerks then sent Streeter flying in 7th place. And then in 6th place, in one of the most unbelievable, unforeseen straights I've ever seen, I got beaten by J Palm and took 6th, which pissed me off because I thought I had every momentum going. I had 2 pair, and I'm like, that's the best pair on the board. I'm definitely going to win this hands and double up. Nope. He had the straight the whole time. I didn't see it coming, and I'm like, fuck, things were broken. So anyway, I had to hope for some help to at least make the final table. And then when Sorbs took out J Palm, that was the whole thing. That I knew that too many people would be below me to qualify, and I would automatically qualify for the final table. And for once, I didn't have to go through the wildcard table. I could just do it easily. But anyway, Sorbs lost to Master Keys, who then took down Clicker and Kraftwerks, doing what almost every week. I think every one of the 6 weeks had that. You have a knockout streak of 3 or more for the winner. So anyway, Master Keys Sean again. And for me, it was like, well, okay, I made the final table. I don't have to play in the wild card game. I don't have to qualify. Good. Now, there was a qualifying matchup. Of the 10 poker players who did not get top 14 at the start, by week 6, they were in a tournament for the final 2 spots. I can tell you that the rhyming pair of McBitter and Jimmer were your winners. Yes, they were the winners. So McBitter and Jimmer both will qualify. So we've got 16 interesting poker players. Of course, I will show you the pictographs or the pictures of the 16 competitors who are in it and give their placements in ellipsis. So anyway, the end of this video will be the 16 people and their names and their starting chip stack, if you will, for next week's big moment at the Outback Steakhouse. Ozzy, oi, oi, oi. Hey, I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.